Today we're going to look at the article called Surviving Giants. Did you know that there are giants living in the mountains of California? They drink water and make their own food, but there is no need to fear these gentle giants known as giant sequoias. Giant sequoias are the biggest trees in the world. They are also the largest living things on Earth. They can grow as tall as 300 feet high and live several thousand years. These enormous trees survive because they grow quickly. A sapling or baby giant sequoia can grow 2 feet per year. Once a giant sequoia reaches 200 to 300 feet, it begins growing outward instead of upward. Some of the oldest trees are 35 feet wide. The beginning of life for a giant sequoia isn't easy. It starts as a small cone on a large tree. A special squirrel called the Douglas squirrel eats the cone and drops the seeds on the forest floor. If conditions are right, a seed will begin to grow into a sapling. The sapling must survive bad weather and animals that eat young trees, such as deer. If the tree survives for several hundred years, it will reach its full height. Then the giant sequoia begins producing cones and the process begins again. The giant sequoia has a few natural enemies. It is now against the law to cut down a giant sequoia. The only place they grow naturally is in California. Now most of them die from falling over. In the past, there were many giant sequoias. The last ice age killed most of them. People are working hard to preserve the giant sequoias. Sequoias have been planted in a few places around the world, but people must continue protecting them. If they don't, giant sequoias might not survive. Now that you've listened to the article and you've read it also yourself, you're going to answer the following questions. I'll go through the questions. You can always pause the video and stop it, look back at the article, answer the questions, and then restart the video, or you can read them on your own. What is the main idea of the third paragraph? Is it A, deer like to eat young giant sequoias? The life of a giant sequoia has many difficult steps. Once a giant sequoia grows to a certain height, it has an easy life. Or D, baby giant sequoias rarely survive. Question 2, answer the following questions. How fast do baby giant sequoias grow? How tall can a giant sequoia grow? Where do giant sequoias live today? What killed many of the giant sequoias? Question 3 is you're going to number those events in order that they happen from 1 through 5. A squirrel eats the cone. The sapling starts to grow outward. The squirrel drops the seed. The sapling grows to full height. The seeds begin to grow. Question 4, what does the word enormous mean in the story? Does it mean A, huge, B, insignificant, C, hardy, or D, short? And the final question, question 5, why do you think it's against the law to cut down giant sequoias? A, there are so few giant sequoias left that we need to protect them. B, if we cut them all down, they will be extinct. C, if we cut them all down, there wouldn't be any more cones. D, all of the above.